All right, it is hot in Texas. It is the middle of the summer, and that means it is finally time to get around to my winter boat project. And this is actually, it's not necessarily a boat project. This could be a truck project, a tractor project, any other kind of project you want. And it's something that I think a lot of places could use and nobody has really, I don't know, put out there yet. And that is a solo cup dispenser. So no, I did not make the solo cup dispenser, but I'm going to apply it to a place that really needs it in probably, I hope, a good fashion. But before we start, let's get to the problem first, like why we're doing all this. So this is the SS Zero to Awesome. It is a Supra SL, if you were wondering, but that doesn't really matter. That's irrelevant because this problem can happen with any boat. It's also a little windy today, so apologies if you can hear that. So our problem is right here, and this, as you can see, is a child. And next to the child is a bag of chips. If you give a child some chips, within exactly 30 seconds, half of those chips, in a boat anyways, will be on the floor. Guess what also is on the floor? It's water. Now, when you combine chips and water, you get mush, and then you have mush all over your boat. So we do have a way to prevent that, and that is called the solo cup. So if you knock your child out of the way, because there's always, like always, someone sitting right here, out of the way, child, out of the way, chips. You can go into your storage area and get your solo cup from right here. Or at least that's where we normally keep them. But again, there's like always somebody sitting there because that's like the best seat in the house. So if you give a child some chips in a solo cup, they are 10 times less likely to spill those chips all over the boat. So our goal today is to take a solo cup dispenser, much like this one right here, and mount it somewhere in the boat so solo cups are easily accessible whenever a child wants chips or an adult wants a drink or whatever the case may be. So this is actually, it's like a restaurant solo cup dispenser. It's supposed to be mounted in a counter, and then if you remove the contamination guard and fill it no. I don't think my solo cup dispenser fits solo cups. Okay, crisis averted. I thought I was gonna have to drink a pickle beer there for a second for failing to buy a solo cup dispenser, but they fit just one at a time. You can't just jam them all in at the same time, which is kind of annoying, but hey, at least it works. I guess we can look into different cups for the future. But anyway, so yeah, the goal is to have a solo cup dispenser or other cup dispenser somewhere central on the boat so you don't have to ask somebody to get up, so you can easily get a cup if you want whatever. So I've actually been thinking about this for a long time, 2 years to be exact. So first year, I did nothing. Second year, I bought the solo cup dispenser. Finally, when summer's almost over, we're about to install it. Now, whenever we got this boat, the trash can was right here, and it's a terrible location. It is kind of central, except the trash can was only like that tall and you could fit like 3 cans in it. But I was like, hey, maybe this is a good location for our solo cup dispenser. But I think I found a better one. So what we did is we moved our trash can to right here. There was just like a little factory pocket here. I took that out and we just shoved like a regular size kitchen trash can in there. Now this would be like an ideal location. It's worked out really well for the trash can. You can get the trash can whenever you want. So I like that location. What I think we're gonna do is take our solo cup dispenser, make some sort of housing for it, and then stick it like right down here somewhere. So it'll be available whenever you may need to go solo. And what we're gonna use to make our solo cup dispenser housing is right here. So this is PVC wood, or PVC that looks like wood. The thing is though, the boat doesn't have any wood. You don't want wood, right? So what you do is you flip it over and it's completely flat. So I just picked up this stuff at Lowe's. It's like in the trim section. And since it's PVC, I also picked up some PVC primer and glue, specifically clear primer and clear glue, because you don't want that, you know, purple and blue stuff all over your white, not wood. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a piece for the top, and then we're gonna cut pieces for the sides to close it all in. And I thought about the bottom. So where I'm gonna put this, it could get rain in it potentially. So I think we're actually gonna leave the bottom open, or maybe I'll put like some drain holes or something in the bottom, but there needs to be some way for water to get out of the bottom if it gets in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll create a housing of some sort for that and install it in the boat with, I think we're gonna use this 3M dual lock stuff. It's Velcro, but not Velcro. That way, in case we ever wanna take it out to clean the boat or it starts falling apart or something. But I mean, it's PVC, it should be fine, right? So yeah, first we're gonna measure a piece for the top, just like that. right, so we've got our top and our sides all cut out. And for 2 of the sides, I tapered them down to the bottom. We have kind of some clearance issues we're dealing with in my specific boat. So at the bottom of this, it's going to taper down to just as big as the dispenser is itself. So next, I need to find some way to put some glue on here and hold all of these together. Something like that. All right, this thing has been drying for a little while now, probably not long enough, but hey, I'm impatient. So I went ahead and made a bottom for it too. And on the bottom, I think all I'm gonna do, take a 3/16 drill bit and just drill a hole right in the middle of the bottom. That will let any water that gets in there drain out. It's also small enough that hopefully bugs won't crawl in there and make a home, because this is a home for solo cups, right? Not a home for bugs. So that is together. The solo cup dispenser fits in there nicely. We now need to screw it in, and then we can put our trim cover back on. But before we do that, even though this is holding together right now, I don't really trust it. I mean, like, kids are gonna be slamming solo cups left and right, so I'm gonna put a few screws in here too. I've got some stainless steel screws here left over from another project, so I'm just gonna sink a few of those in, probably one at the top, one at the bottom, one in the middle, and that should hopefully keep it all together. All right, so we're now all together. The whole thing is cleaned up, took some acetone to it. That will not harm PVC. We've got the dual lock, don't call it Velcro type stuff on there. If this stuff isn't strong enough to hold it, my backup plan is 3M VHB tape. This stuff will definitely hold it. It's just if you want to get it off, this stuff is way harder to get off. So we're gonna start with this, see how it goes. And then one more thing, you remember how it was hard to get the solo cups in here? It turns out these little tabs right here that hold the cups in and keep them from popping out. There was 3 of them in there. I took out 2 of them, and now it's way easier to get those cups in there. So we're good to go on that front. We just remove the backing. Stick this bad boy right about, I'm gonna say there. And now we have easy access to solo cups whenever the need arises. And now you can put your kids back where they were, and you don't have to throw them overboard anymore. He wasn't even wearing a life jacket. Now, are some people gonna say, hey man, your cups are next to your trash can, that's super gross? Yes, yes they are. However, your cups are no longer underneath your butt. Your cups aren't under your butt. I think it's better. Could you make it nicer? Yes, you could sand the whole thing, you could round the edges, you could countersink the screws, you could body fill the entire thing and then paint the entire thing, and it would probably look a little bit nicer. So actually that's exactly what we're gonna do. I made this thing yesterday, and then I was sitting there looking at it and I was thinking, you know what? It looks a little bit too homemade. We're gonna go ahead and professionalize it up a little bit. And the first thing we're gonna do to make that happen is change the screws. So we're gonna take out these silly tech screws I had in there. That's just what I had yesterday. Went to the store and got some stainless flathead screws today. So we're gonna take a countersink bit here, make a countersink hole for our screw, and then this screw will sit down nice and flush in the box and look a lot better than a screw that's sticking out the top. So we're gonna do that all around. And so then instead of something that looks like this, you have something that looks a little bit more professional like that. Next thing we're gonna do is grab a sander and just make sure all of our edges are perfectly flush. They were like, they were pretty good, but they could be just a little bit better. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of sanding. Okay, I actually wound up using a, what is this, tracing bit or bottom bearing bit on the router to trace the box and get off the high points. And well, let's just say there was a bit to take off. All right, so this is actually looking really good now. The only thing is though, it's still got sharp edges, and there are no sharp edges on a boat. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take what is called a round over bit, and you can see here, it makes a round corner, then it has this little, like, I don't know, cliff sort of thing here. So we want the round corner, but we don't want the cliff. So what we're gonna do, got the round over bit in the router here, and so we're gonna raise the bottom of our router up until you can't see that little cliff cutting portion anymore, and all you can see is the round over portion. And we're gonna use that on our box, and that should give us a nice round corner all the way around. So we take our router, like so. And now we've got a nice round, not sharp corner that looks more like a boat on our box. So we're gonna do that all the way around. Look at that. That is totally looking like a factory boat option now. All right, and the last thing we're gonna do before we paint this thing is, you can see we've got like some hairline cracks all along here. So if we were to paint this right now without filling those, you'd be able to see them. So we're gonna take some glazing and spot putty. You get this stuff from the auto parts stores with the bodywork type stuff. The thing is, you have to be careful because there's two different kinds that look really similar. So this kind of just says glazing and spot putty. You just put it on, it dries with air, but it doesn't stand up very well. So we want professional glazing and spot putty, which you use a cream hardener with, and so it reacts, makes a chemical reaction, gets real hard, and that's gonna be better for our marine environment. So we're gonna mix up some of this, fill in our cracks, and then sand it down again. And there you have it. This thing is looking and feeling as smooth as a baby solo cup dispenser. So last thing to do is paint it, and for that we're just going to use Rust-Oleum gloss white. Nothing too crazy. And there you have it. The dispenser is back together, and that looks significantly better, like a much more finished and professional product. I'm definitely glad I took the time to do that. So let's go put it back in the boat, see how it looks. And there you have it. We are now reinstalled, looking like more like a factory part of the boat. Well, maybe not so much over here, but from where the passengers are gonna be, that looks pretty darn good. So yeah, that took me 2 years of thinking about and about 2 hours to make. So 1 hour to make the first version of the box and then 1 hour to finish it. We're not gonna count time waiting for paint to dry, but let's go see, was it worth it? Does this actually work? Is the Velcro gonna hold? Are people gonna like it? Let's find out. All right, so here's the thing. We're about to get on the boat. People are walking out right now. I'm not gonna tell anybody I did this. We're just gonna see if they notice. Did you just notice something?
I just noticed this.
Have you tried it yet? Wow. You can put, what can you do with that? You can put chips in it. You can put beverages in it.
Margaritas.
Wow.
Nice cold glass of water.
She just said she can't believe I did that. Do you doubt my abilities?
Oh. I just didn't know when you had time to do it.
She doesn't know it only took an hour.
Very first time using it. You're the very first one. Okay.
Are you staring at the camera?
All right. See if it tastes better coming out of the dispenser.
Same.
It tastes the same.
All right.
Actually better.
No, okay.
I think it tastes like victory.
Tastes like victory. Tastes like mediocre victory.
Actually same.
Same.
Hey, what is that? You got pizza in a solo cup? Are you sure about that? Wait a second, did you just say the placement is optimal of the solo cup dispenser?
It is optimal.
And it's right by the trash can? Which people are gonna complain about, but it's right by the trash can. Here's the thing though, guess what I said? It's not underneath your butt anymore.
Right. So people don't have to get up
Yeah.
every time you need a solo cup.
And you don't get a butt cup. You want pirate's booty in a solo cup? Does that mean you're a pirate?
Hi, bitch. Oh yeah, I will put it right here.
Okay.
Why you keeping me waiting? All I want, been so long, been so long. Why you keeping me waiting? Lose trust me, lose trust me.